Can the Maple Leafs make a comeback?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Thomas Murphy. It's my friend Jerry Spangenberg, and this is a Blue Shirt Barn hockey show. Just wanted to touch on it real quick from last night. The Toronto Maple Leafs got decimated by the Florida Panthers.
It
I
stole
mean,
ours back.
yeah, and obviously, there's rumors. People are saying he's not going to make the trip, but we'll see where that's going. Tomorrow. They play tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, but their core four is done. I mean, they have not done anything since game 3. Forget about it. Like, they're just, and they were totally invisible last night. Obviously, the last 2 games, Bobrovsky's just destroyed them, and Florida's having their way with them, and they're grinding them down. So, honestly, I'd be really surprised if Florida doesn't close them out tomorrow night.
Well, if that core four or whatever, if they decide they're going to show up, they need a lot more effort than they did last night.
Big effort. They've done nothing since game 3. You look at the stats. Mitch Marner's a free agent in the offseason. His playoff numbers are not great, and he's a great player in the regular season. Tavares is 34 years old. I don't know. This is kind of like their last run with this core,
Yeah.
so, I don't know how they can bring this back.
I was looking up, Aaron, last night's game is going to make 3 players on the Panthers wealthy because they played, they just showed why they're playoff guys. And I'm talking about, Aaron Ekblad, Sam Bennett, and Brad Marchand.
Bennett's going to get paid.
They're going to be wealthy guys because they are worth every penny that they're paying for. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing is, now you're paying them, but when they get the big contract, are they still going to play the same way? That's the big difference.
But you can just Brad Marchand is
he is who he
get
is.
what you see out of him. He's just that's who he is, and he can back up his game.
Yeah.
Sam Bennett is another tough guy, and Ekblad is good, but they put on a clinic last night.
They did. And that's the thing with Toronto. They've always had this note on them. They're soft. You can push them around. And they brought Domi in. They brought other guys in and to try to bolster their lineup. But I don't know. I just think it's those 4 guys. It's a problem.
The Toronto Maple Leafs, to me, the management brings in all these high-end players. The city of Toronto is just, there's one of the biggest fan bases, and they just bring in these
be the biggest
big people. But are they more like individuals, or are they more like a team? You know what I'm saying? Where the Panthers play as a team, they play as one unit on the ice, and that's something. There was no desperation. It was like individuals playing regular.
Yeah, we're down
season
2-0.
hockey.
All right, let's go. Let's go
basically,
play.
that's how I saw it. Where the Panthers were just we're gonna but we're gonna crush everybody on the ice, and we're gonna make you pay for every time you touch that puck.
Mm-hmm.
And they did. They made everybody pay for it last night.
Yeah, and nothing for nothing, they're going to make everyone pay for it tomorrow, too.
Yep. And I saw a jersey thrown on the ice.
It's funny because Florida had that label a couple of years ago with that guy Burnett when he coached them. People said, oh, they're soft, and Tampa Bay knocked them out. And it was they changed. They brought people like Reinhardt, Bennett. They acquired Matthew Tkachuk, and that the whole dynamic of that team changed.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They became this like team that was soft, like run and gun, to this team that just hammers you across the board, grinds you down, and just
Matthew
you
Kachuk's
know.
even hurt, and they're
And
still
the big
playing
thing
good.
is the goaltender's back.
Yeah, yeah.
The thing is, the first two games, Bobrovsky was not good, and the last few games he's back, and when he's on, he's
Yeah.
scary. He's just like he can be a brick wall, and it's just you come off the ice, you're just like, geez. I mean, he didn't give up a goal for almost 2 games, so I mean it's intimidating considering the firepower Toronto has because they have quite a bit of it. You know what I mean?
I feel bad for the fans because you know what? They've been waiting a long time for this,
58
and it's
years.
the same old story, same old story. And I saw somebody threw a jersey on the ice, which is usually a no-no, but under the circumstances, the fans they're fed up. They're just had enough, and I hope that resonates with the whole team. That like your team is literally your fans are giving up on you.
But you know something too? It's not like you can't blame this on like management in Toronto. They put players and they spend money. Like the Maple Leafs always spend money.
Yeah.
They'll
You know what
always.
they reminded me of? They reminded me of the Rangers last year,
They're
where
exactly like the Rangers.
they don't want to hit, they don't want to be aggressive, they just want to play the way they want to play, and
I
that's
think
it.
they've tried to like adapt under this new coach, and like it's gonna take time. You know what I mean? He's only been there 1 year. You
Yeah.
might have to lose a player or two to gain a player or two to play more north south like he wants to play.
I feel like they need, like the Rangers need, they need more toughness, they need more grit.
Yeah.
You need more aggression. You need people to take the body. You need to take away their space at all costs and do not let them touch the puck. Or if they touch the puck, you're going to make them pay for it.
And on top of it, one thing about Florida, not only are they physical, they're dirty too. Like they don't care
Oh, yeah.
about like knocking people out or whacking people or
Yeah.
obviously
Yep.
with the
Yeah, we saw
Stolars.
it with Stolars. Yeah.
Like they don't care. Like they're that. Hey, their game is their game. You know what I mean? Like they're not making friends. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's
The only thing I hate is it's kind of dirty. You just kind of hate, like, I don't know. You hate
nobody
seeing that
wants to
kind of
see anyone
play.
get hurt, but at the same time, they're willing to take people out to like get to where they want to go. So it is what it is. You know what I mean?
And,
Like I
and this
don't.
all comes back to where I said maybe 1 or 2 episodes ago about how Colin Campbell's son is on the management of the Florida Panthers. Is there really a conspiracy with that kind of stuff where they get away with it? You know what I mean? Who knows? But it just, I don't know. They get away with a lot. That's all I'm saying.
They do.
And
And, I
you
mean,
know what?
Carolina's been a team that's been reported to the league by Tampa Bay and other organizations about the hold and grab, and they get away with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. It's
The other thing I looked up tonight is I was looking up Matthews makes $13.25 million a year. Marner makes $11 million a year, and
And is a free
Nylander makes
agent.
$11.5 million a year. You got a total of $35.75 million just in 3 of your top stars that don't have any goals in the playoffs.
they do have goals, not after
Wow.
game 3 though.
Matthews has no goals in this series.
None.
So,
None. Assists.
like,
He has a few assists, but
right. And like that to me is a lot of money to be wasting on regular season talent and not playoff talent.
you know, I understand the fact that like sometimes in the playoffs, like lesser players score. To win a championship, your stars have to come through. They have to come through at some point in time.
It's a
They have
lot
to like
of
elevate the team. They have to carry the team, and they have
Yeah.
to.
that's
like,
a
get
lot
it
of
done.
damn money for mediocre play.
Oh yeah, and it's been bad the last 3 games. They were invisible last night.
Yeah.
Totally
And
invisible.
I really hope that they have it in them to really push forward and play a dominating game against Florida to kind of be like, you know what, we can beat you 6-1 too, and then it'll make for a dramatic game 7, and then we'll see who wants it more.
Yeah.
That's what I would like to see. I really hope they can tie this series because I would like to see a game 7.
We'll see tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And moving on here.
Well,
Go
hold
ahead.
on. Let me finish. Let me finish my thought. Listen, if any of you Maple Leafs are listening and you just happen to find this before tomorrow night's game, there's always a comeback. You can do it. I want to see a game 7. Don't give up. The Rangers gave up last year. I don't want to see the Maple Leafs give up. I want to see in game 7. Let's go.
And on another note, Edmonton knocked Vegas out last night, and that was my horrible prediction. I had Vegas in 6, and they got knocked out in 5.
What was?
So
Do you have mine? Do you have my pick down there? Do you still have it written down?
I do not. I believe you picked Edmonton, but
I thought I did too. Yeah, I think I can't remember.
I took Vegas in 6 because I thought Edmonton was a little shaky against the Kings in the first round, but
Yeah, but
I was horribly
know-
wrong there.
what? Who was it who scored the last? I don't know. They basically got shut out in the last 2 games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Edmonton came to play the last 2 games.
And nothing for nothing, you got to give Edmonton full credit. They, Vegas, I'm just wondering if this Cassidy's wearing out his welcome. They said that happened in Boston, so we'll see. You know what I mean? What goes on? I mean, I don't think he's going to lose his job, but after this happens again next year, well, that's a different story. So we'll see. And Washington got bounced tonight. They won the they were the top seed in the East, and Carolina kind of handled them pretty easily in 5 games. So I think Washington was kind of like a year ahead of where they thought they were. They were very opportunistic this year.
They played a good game tonight. I thought it was pretty well even,
were close.
and then Carolina basically, I wouldn't say a lucky goal, but it was kind of like almost on the goal line shot that went in, and then they got an empty netter. I mean, just to kind of seal the deal. But I would have liked to see that gone to overtime tonight in Washington.
I actually wouldn't
at least give it a little bit.
Be on here right now, but
What's that?
I actually wouldn't because then we'd be up later. So
Yeah, but I would have liked to seen Washington fight back a little bit. I don't know. I like to see these things go 6 or 7 games.
I have no problem. I like Ovechkin a lot, so I have no problems with him moving on. And the game we got going on right now is Dallas can eliminate Winnipeg in Winnipeg, and right now it's 0-0. With about 7.5 minutes to go in the first period. So we'll see. Dallas is up 3-1. I'm actually taking Dallas to come out of the West. That's my pick.
I think I picked Winnipeg before because of their strong play off the last series, but I think they're gassed, and I don't think they have enough left in them.
Yeah, Winnipeg scares me. I actually picked them in a Sports Illustrated pool a few years ago, and I was like, wow, Winnipeg's going to be like the sleeper team. They were out in the first round. I was like, oof. And ruined my whole bracket. So I was like, I'm never taking Winnipeg again. But I actually think Dallas is going to come out of the West. That's my pick. If they play Edmonton in the next round, I think Dallas.
That's what I'm thinking. You're going to get Dallas, Edmonton. I think you're going to get Florida, Carolina, which is going to be
I think it's going to be Florida, Dallas.
I think that you're going to get Florida and Carolina. That's going to be a barn burner right there.
Yep. That'll be a tough series. But, I love how they're, heaping all this praise on, that Frederick Anderson guy. I'm like, he's played for, 4 different teams, dude. We're not talking about Patrick Waugh. Take it easy. The guy in Florida, I get he's getting a little older, and I know he's a little streaky now, but he's won multiple Vezina trophies and stuff like that. Frederick Anderson hasn't done that. So if Florida plays Carolina, they have a big edge in goal if Bob is on his game. So, like, stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think, if Toronto moves on and they end up playing Carolina, they're going to be in a very similar situation with Carolina.
But then will
Carolina
Solars be back? Maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
He's skating,
Solars might
but
be back,
he didn't travel.
Carolina plays a very similar game to Florida, but I just don't think they're going to be beating up players as bad as Florida does.
No, Florida's nasty, man. It's like a guy posted a few weeks ago, and he's right. He goes, I know we need more toughness on the Rangers. He goes, they have not only toughness, they have nastiness. Like, they're on, like, another level with it. Like,
Yep.
And a real quick thing I read today, Jonathan Taves is talking about coming back, and I know he said he was never totally retired, but
a 37-year-old
he hasn't played in
comeback.
2 years. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, buddy.
That's
Had a lot of complications from COVID-19 and stuff like that. Like, buddy, you're a Hall of Fame guy. Like, maybe just
hang him up. It's
stay
time.
home.
Yeah, because really, I mean, how much do you think he was skating and in shape after being with long-term COVID? You know what I mean? Because
not sure.
The breathing problems alone by skating.
But, like, you look at, like, those guys from the Blackhawks. Like, Patrick Kane still scores on the power play. He can still move the puck around. Like one guy said, he goes, he's terrible defensively. Terrible 5-on-5. Like, and I get Taves has that leadership thing that, like, everyone's looking for. Like, that guy in the locker room that can bring everything together. Like this team in New York.
But he could also be the guy that's hurting you because he's slow, like Patrick Kane, like, with that hip issue.
So, like, depleted.
Fragile.
Like,
Yep.
At 37, like, I'm like, buddy, you're going to the Hall of Fame one day. Just cut it loose, man.
37, that's, he may even come to a team and he may not be able to keep up. He may end up retiring.
He may get cut in training camp. That's kind of embarrassing for a Hall of Fame guy like that.
So you got a hockey player behind you.
Yeah, they're playing hockey behind you. The one guy thinks he's the one guy is Paul Coffey, and the other guy is Slow Maloney over here.